Hi everyone, it's me, Darlene. Guess what? I am here to sew a quilt block. I haven't done many since I moved. I know I've done one. It was some purple thing. We're going to try one. I wanted to knock out some kind of a heart block because at the time I'm recording this, it's coming up on Valentine's Day, and it just made me think of a heart. I like wonky. This isn't supposed to be wonky. As a matter of fact, I think this one is for paper piecing, but we're not doing that. I looked at a bunch of different heart quilt blocks, and I took a combination of what I saw and I came up with my own. It has probably been done this exact way a million times, but I just didn't see it. The ones that I looked at were not exactly like this. The look is out there, but I didn't put it together the way anyone else did that I saw. So that's what we're going to do today. Now I will tell you, I practiced on one and completely screwed it up. I want the heart, like this. And this is way off, way wonky. Ignore this totally. But I don't want the squares on point. I want them this way. So I had to start over completely. And this is what I ended up with. And this is what we're going to make. Now it's still wonky because one point is a little bit lower. I recut everything to make an adjustment for that, and that's what we were going to do. But I don't want to give you measurements that are in the 1/4 inches. I don't want you to have to cut 2 1/4. So I'm leaving it like this one. You can't really tell that it's too wonky. So easy to make, and nothing like this, which had like way too many pieces. It was kind of like around and around. Crazy quilt style. I mean, it's a cute one if you want to do something on point, but we're not doing that. So we're going to be making something like this. And I cut bigger than you need for the outside. And I think I could have trimmed it a little bit bigger, which I would like to do. I trimmed it to 4 inches square, but if you were to put 2 blocks together, you really would be losing the border, and I'm going to see if we can cut to 4 1/4, and then that would give you still some border if you sew the little blocks together. I think this makes a really cute block for a mug rug, and if you did want to trim it to 4 inches square, that would be a good size. You can make your little mug rug just plain fabric or whatever. So I just went with red, and then I have this cream color, looks like Holly Hobbies or whatever. It's just scraps. So let's get started. You need, for the heart, you need 2 pieces of your heart fabric, 3 by 2 and 2 by 1 1/2. Then you need a 1 1/2 inch square that matches your background. For the background, you just need 2 3 1/2 inch squares, and we will be cutting these on the diagonal. To start, take your 1 1/2 inch square and attach it to the smaller heart piece. There's only one way that it's going to match up. You don't want it on that wide edge. You're going to want it here, and you're just going to sew those 2 together. 1/4 inch seam allowance, give or take. And press open. Now we have this one going vertical, and we're going to attach this one here. It doesn't look like a heart like this, but it will when we turn it. So I'm just going to sew those 2 together. We're done what is going to be the heart. I think that looks pretty good, but it's going to end up wonky anyway, or we can try to make it not so wonky by marking our centers. And you know what? I have some of these chalk pencils that I've never used. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to fold this, and I'm just going to press, and I'm going to make a little white mark there. That's not working at all, but that's okay. I can see it. And then I'm going to fold this. Yeah, that's terrible. I don't know who invented this kind of pencil. It's very old. That's probably why. And a little dot there. And a little dot there. I can see those, so I'm good. Now I'm going to take my 2 3.5-inch squares. I'm just going to put them together, and I'm going to cut on the diagonal with my rotary cutter and ruler. And we're just going to go around with these triangles, and we're going to finish the block. As easy as that. I started on the heart sides. You could do the tops first, doesn't matter. I have my little mark there that I can see, that's half of that block, and I'm just going to fold this one and just press. So I'm going to put that little pressed part right there, and I'm going to sew across. And I'm telling you, when I did mine, I didn't do any of that center stuff. I just slapped it on there, eyeballed it, and it worked. Press that back. And yes, I'm pressing, to the light side. I don't care. No rules. And now I have this heart side done. I'm going to go ahead and do this heart side. And once again, I will fold. And then I'm going to line that up right there. And I'm going to sew. Now notice I didn't even trim anything. You don't have to. Just make sure the previous piece is laying down. Can you imagine doing this with paper piecing? How time consuming that would be? Now we're going to do the other two sides. Same way. I'm going to fold, find my center, and pretend that I can still find that chalk mark. I actually can see it. And I'm going to sew. I can hear the paper piecing quilt world having slight heart attacks. And last but not least, we're going to do this guy. I'm going to press right there. Find my center. Find my chalk mark. And sew. So is it tedious to do all these little pieces? No, not really. The 3.5-inch squares are a breeze. The 1.5-inch square right here, you just cut a 1.5-inch strip and then you chop it into 1.5-inch pieces. And the same as this. One is a 2x3. You can cut a 2-inch strip and then cut every 3 inches. And the 2 by 1.5, same thing. You can cut either a 2-inch strip or a 1.5-inch strip and then just chop it up to the sizes you need. Very quick. Now it looks messy, right? I'm going to go press this, and then I am going to trim it to, I'm going to try to get 4 1/4. I think we can do it. And what I do is I just eyeball and I put the point of the heart on a line and this part of the heart on a line. So I just kind of try to go by that, and then I take equal amounts off each side. So let me go press, let me trim, we'll see how I did. Oh my God, you guys, this one came out perfect. And I was able to trim it to 4 1/2. So what I did is I put my point and this part on a line, and then I just trimmed 2 1/4 inches this way, and then 2 1/4 inches this way. And then I turned it and I put these points on a line. Same thing. I trimmed 2 1/4 inches this way, 2 1/4 inches that way. And it gave me a nice 4 1/2-inch square. And you can see there's enough of the white around the heart that if you attach it to another one, you're going to still have some of the background between the hearts. I hope you like this little bugger. I kind of liked it. I hope I didn't confuse you. It really isn't hard. Play with it. Give it a try. I promise you, this is much easier than paper piecing. I really liked it. Okay, you guys, that is it. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be back with more soon. Bye.